Now from TV 18, Lafayette's news leader, Mike Pickett, Sue Scott, weather with Brian Burden and Rex Stroutman Sports. This is Lafayette Live TV 18 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone. The ballots are set for the May primary election, and Tippecanoe County Republicans have many contested races to decide.
Chris Morrissey shows us the dust has barely settled since all the activity just before the noon filing deadline.
Republicans crowded into the election office to see how the races stack up within their own party. One look at the election lineup, and it's easy to see two different factions of the Tippecanoe County Republican Party are alive and well and working hard. 60 of the 101 precinct committeeman races are contested. It's plain to see the moderates in power and the conservatives who want to be in power are battling for control of the heart of the Central Committee that makes appointments and sets policy. Conservative Diana Weiss contends Democrats have taken over the Republican Party because that's the only way to get elected in Tippecanoe County. Weiss says the contested races send a statement that real Republicans want their party back. Vice Chairman Alan Kemper says the contests are no surprise and they show the scrimmage is on for control. Kemper says Republicans who vote in May will determine the direction the party takes and ultimately the direction of county government. Most county office holders have challengers. The latest to file, Richard Ford, is running against County Council President Jeff Kemper in District 1.
I'm just an old-fashioned American, and decent people need some representation.
And Weaw Township farmer Tom Richardson has filed to run against District 3 council member Margaret Bell.
Well, Chris, I've always been interested in the local government and how it affects the residents of Tippecanoe County. And I believe I can bring to the council the leadership that we needed and the voice of the people within the district.
Vice Chairman Kemper says it's all part of the democratic process. But no matter which Republican faction wins or loses May 5th, Kemper says the two sides must work together to beat Democrats in November. Chris Morrissey, TV 18 News.
There are also contests in area school board races. 8 people are seeking 3 available seats in West Lafayette. Peter Bunder, Linda Campion, Marshall Crawford, Susan DeLuga, Andrew Stack Freeman, James Jones, Bob McCullough, and Karen O'Farrell are all running. There are also 2 contested races for Tippecanoe School Board. In District 1, Dan Collins and Ray Merritt are running. In District 2, Joseph Nelson Howell and Mark Whitman are candidates. Tippecanoe County's top 2 law enforcement officers have no opposition. Prosecutor Jerry Bean and Sheriff Dave Murtaugh are unopposed. If the Democrats can find people to run against them, they still have until August to add them to the ballot.
There were a couple of last-minute surprises as the deadline to file passed. Democrats found a candidate for Congress from the 7th District, but will not have a contest for the state Senate nomination. Yesterday, Democrat Christina Chavez said that she would run for the state Senate nomination against former Lafayette Mayor James Reilly. But when the noon deadline passed today, Chavez had not filed with the Indiana Secretary of State in Indianapolis, and so she will not be on the ballot.
Incumbent Ed Pease will have a Democratic challenger if he wins the GOP nomination for his 7th congressional seat. Sam Dutch Hillenberg will run unopposed on the Democratic ticket in the May primary. This is Hillenberg's 2nd run for Congress. In 1996, he finished 3rd in the 8th District Democratic primary. Hillenberg is 34 years old and hails from Norman, Indiana. He's a disabled veteran of the U.S. Army and an airline sales worker. Hillenberg calls himself a conservative Democrat. He opposes abortion and once ran for board of directors of the National Rifle Association.
2 Democrats want to challenge Steve Booyer to represent Indiana's 5th District in Congress. One candidate is Logansport's David Steele. He's the executive director of the Center for International Business and Research at Purdue's Krannert School of Management. The former head of the Logansport Cass County Chamber of Commerce says he wants to represent everyone in the 20-county district.
My interest is in, once I'm elected, representing the entire district, trying to bring people together, trying to achieve consensus insofar as that is possible, and ultimately achieving some sort of leadership position in Washington for the district.
Hugh Salisbury of Plymouth is also making a bid for that nomination. The retired civics teacher and World War II veteran lost in the Democratic primary for the same office in 1996.
A Lafayette man could spend the rest of his life in jail if he's convicted of trying to kill his ex-wife. The Tippecanoe County prosecutor filed charges against Robert Spidell of 1161 Rochelle Drive today. The 39-year-old is charged with attempted murder, aggravated battery, 2 counts of battery, and criminal recklessness. Spidell was arrested Tuesday after allegedly shooting his ex-wife Kelly James with a shotgun outside the Payless supermarket on US 231 South. Police say Spidell left the scene in his pickup truck, and instead of finding him at his home, they recovered 14 guns. Clinton County Police caught up with Spidell in Mulberry. He's being held on a $1 million bond at the Benton County Jail.
Still ahead, the question of alcohol in city parks is about to get a final vote.
And 9th Street remained closed today for sewer repairs. The story's next on Lafayette Live.
1.9 across the line on every new Oldsmobile in stock. Plus, your Hoosier Olds family dealers must reduce inventory immediately to avoid paying state inventory tax. Now's the time to buy a new Oldsmobile with 1.9 financing or $1,500 cash back on new 88s. 1.9 on Intrigue, Cutlass, Bravada, Silhouette, and Aurora. Or lease Intrigue for $299 a month. That's $299. Get tax time savings plus 1.9 across the line at your Hoosier Olds family dealer now.
The Maaco Supreme Paint Sale is on now. Our Supreme Paint service is now twice as good at half the price. Come to your local Maaco and get a $450 Supreme package for only $225. The Maaco Paint Sale. So if you want your car painted for half price, say, uh-oh, better get Maaco.
High school basketball. It's the war on the floor, and you can see it all on the Friday Night Frenzy. Whether it's local or regional, TV 18 will be there. Rex Troutman and the rest of the Frenzy family will bring you all the hardwood action every Friday night. Follow your favorite basketball team with us. The Friday Night Frenzy on Lafayette Live, TV 18 News at 11.
Science has shown that we use less than 10% of our potential brain power.
Jeopardy stimulates your senses with fast-paced action, exciting categories, and the lure of great prizes.
Use your head. Watch Jeopardy.
Weeknights at 7:30 on TV 18.
The verdict is in, and a Chicago man could spend up to 100 years in prison.
Jurors found 23-year-old Gerald Bassey guilty of kidnapping and criminal confinement. During the trial, Bassey testified that he was drunk and high the night he and Nasheed Muhammad broke into Jennifer Stout's home and held her and her 2 children hostage during a standoff with Lafayette police last December. The jurors concurred with the Tippecanoe County prosecutor Jerry Bean's argument that Bassey's actions were too well planned to show any signs of impaired judgment. Bean also says the defense's claim that Bassey acted in self-defense for fear police would kill him was unfounded.
I think it was the nature of the investigation. The victim got on and testified about what happened. The defendant got on the stand and basically confessed to having broken into the house and confined and used Jennifer as a hostage and a shield. So it's just a combination of things.
The jury also found Bassey to be an habitual offender, which could add more time to his sentence. Bassey's expected back in court March 20th. Defense attorney Steve Connect says he's already looking into grounds for an appeal.
The Tippecanoe County Sheriff's Department is on the lookout for a missing West Lafayette woman tonight, and officers want your help. This is Maud Chambers. She was last seen on Tuesday and hasn't been spotted since. Police searched her neighborhood on foot and with dogs, but haven't been able to find her. Chambers is 41 years old. She stands 5'4" and weighs about 100 pounds. She has blonde hair and hazel eyes. If you've seen her, you can help out by calling the Tippecanoe County Sheriff's Department at 423-9388.
Drivers wanting to use South 9th Street will have to wait one more day. City engineer Opal Kuhl says concrete used to repair the road needs time to cure. She says all other work is complete and 9th Street should reopen tomorrow morning. Now on Tuesday, a main under the road ruptured, spewing about 5 million gallons of sewage and washing away large sections of the road. City crews installed a new main on Thursday, and sewer service under the road has been restored. State representatives debated for more than 2 hours today what kind of tax breaks they should approve for Hoosier taxpayers. On the House floor, Republicans continued offering amendments that would provide permanent tax relief, but 25 proposals were defeated on mostly party-line votes. Democrats have stuck with their package of temporary tax cuts designed to leave enough surplus so the Governor's Commission on Tax Restructuring can make recommendations. The legislative session is scheduled to end 1 week from today.
Hoosiers apparently weren't too happy with used car sellers last year. The State Attorney General's office says they received 782 complaints on used car sales. That tops our list of top 10 consumer complaints. Home improvements and auto repair were ranked second and third respectively. AG Jeff Modisette says the numbers make sense because homes and cars are among the most expensive and important purchases that consumers make. Fourth on the complaint list, doctors, followed by public utilities, mail order sales, consumer electronics, new car sales, business opportunities, and real estate. Alcohol is banned in city parks, and if Lafayette Park Board follows the superintendent's recommendation, it will stay that way. Vicki Mays has reviewed an advisory committee's suggestions. She agrees it's in the city's best interest to ban alcohol at Columbian and other neighborhood parks, but it would be okay at the municipal golf course on special occasions.
Only if the course was being used for a private outing that was large enough so that the course was closed to general public play. So we're talking about at least 100 or more guaranteed golfers, which would pretty well fill all of the course for that afternoon. It would be, in effect, a private rental, and there wouldn't be any general public use occurring at that time.
Groups reserving the golf course would have to use a licensed caterer, insurance, and meet other requirements. The Park Board will discuss the alcohol policy at its meeting Monday afternoon, but a vote is not expected until March.
The utility that supplies electricity to Lafayette is involved in trying a new idea on generating power. Synergy Technology and the Navy are planning to build a generator that uses an electrochemical process. It could make electricity with almost no pollution and could become the model for future power plants. The power plant is being installed at the Naval Surface Warfare Center at Crane. It should be ready to test by the middle of next year. Well, Brian Burden has our forecast for the weekend weather coming up next.
The Dow Jones Industrials gained 38. The top gainer today among stocks of local interest are Gannett and J.C. Penney, both up 1 7/16.
The Medicine Shop carries phytopharmaca products that are your natural choice for a healthier life. Phytopharmaca is the pioneer in natural medicines for your health. Nature provides the ingredients. You will also find natural supplements, herbal extracts, natural medicines, and homeopathic remedies. These are all natural, effective, and non-toxic. The Medicine Shop also carries for the new mother the Amida Egnell Breast Pump. The Medicine Shop, it's what a pharmacy was meant to be. 3 locations, East Market Street in Crawfordsville, 9th and Kossuth, Lafayette, and Kmart Plaza, West Lafayette.
McDonald's Daily Double Combo comes with small fries and small Coke, just $1.99. It tastes great, and that's no joke. Did somebody say McDonald's?
Well, well, but ain't Mr. Outback.
G'day.
I heard you've been saying nasty things about my Explorer.
Nah. All I said was my Outback here has better braking, quicker acceleration, and better gas mileage. But look on the bright side. You did pay a whole lot more.
That's right. I did.
Subaru Outback, the world's first sport utility wagon.
Is your health insurance out of control? Costing your family too much? Telling you what doctor or hospital to use? Then ask your employer to be a hero. Hero, a health insurance program that tames the cost, puts you back in control. Your choice of medical care and the chance to get money back with Hero, Healthcare Expense Reduction Organization. Get your health insurance in control. Ask your employer to join Hero. Call 447-0000 for information.
Closed captioning for Lafayette Live is sponsored by Waste Management of Lafayette.
Oh, Brian's promising a nice weekend.
A great weekend. After the clouds start to clear off, it'll be cloudy tomorrow. Some sun maybe late in the afternoon, but after that, things look to be pretty good for the rest of the weekend and into the beginning of next week, Monday and Tuesday. How about temps in the low 50s? It's looking pretty good. We're still in winter, though, aren't we? I could think we are. Let's take a look at some of the worst weather around the country today on our weather watch here. Some places that we've had some bad weather. How about San Francisco? Wettest February on record. They've had over 12.5 inches of rain, and more is on the way in the next day or so. Jefferson, Texas, a 1 3/4 inch hail. How about Hudson, Florida with funnel clouds? Those have been pretty consistent the last week or the 2 weeks there in Florida. Tampa, Florida, record February rainfall of 9 inches. Pittsburgh, 10.5 inches. Buffalo, only 0.2 of an inch of snow. That's got to be unheard of for Buffalo. And Santa Barbara, 13.7 inches of rain this month. And like I said, California and the West Coast have been getting slammed pretty hard with a lot of precipitation. For us, though, you can see a lot of the temperatures around the country have been much above in the eastern half. When you go back out to the western half of the country, we're talking below or at least near normal. And again, a lot of these factors that have been hitting some of these precipitation and high temperatures have been a lot to do with El Nino. If you believe in El Nino, things have been right on the order where we've had a mild winter and less precipitation. Around the area right now, though, things look pretty good. Rensselaer 39, 41 here in Lafayette. You go over to Logansport, 40 degrees. And everybody's under cloudy conditions right now and haven't had any precipitation reports since early this morning. So things are looking pretty good there. 41 degrees. Wind chills at 34. The winds are out of the northwest at 10 miles an hour, creating that wind chill right at 34 degrees. Humidity's at 79%. And the barometer's on the rise at 29.90. Again, cloudy skies out there. Maybe a few drops of drizzle here or there, but not too much to speak of out there. Now, the almanac looks like this tonight. There we go. Today's high was 41. That's where we're at right now. Low of 37. Back in 1930, we had a high of 66 degrees. So far, precipitation, 0.03 of an inch. That brings our monthly total up to 1.32 inches. And the sun rises tomorrow morning, 7:33. Sets in about 10 minutes at 6:29 p.m. Tomorrow sets at 6:30. National satellite shows, pretty much an immense area of light, low gray clouds here. Those are the low clouds we'll be talking about. They're just a lighter gray. The brighter white clouds are your thunderstorms. You got a system moving just off the coast. We take a look back towards the west coast. We can see the next system starting to move into the area. Here's a system that will stay to our south, not looking too bad. We put everything into motion. We can kind of see the clouds spinning around the low pressure system that moved off to our northeast in the last few days. Other than that, high pressure dominates the central portion of the country. A little closer in, we can see a lot of those gray clouds. And the main thing we want to watch out for here is some of this clearing that we're starting to see down towards Missouri. Now, some of that clearing will move into the area late in the afternoon tomorrow, so hopefully we'll see some sun late in the afternoon. A lot of that will have to do with the high pressure system. Right now, it's a little bit up towards Minnesota and back up towards North Dakota and South Dakota. Tomorrow should be just off to our southeast. That'll still keep the cloud covering in here and cool temps, but maybe some sun late in the day. But as the high starts to move down to our southeast, the rotation around that's going to start bringing up some moisture, a little bit warmer air, and we'll start to see a little bit of the clearer skies as skies will clear out and warmer temperatures. So not too bad on Sunday as we get up near the 50-degree mark, and at least the upper 40s. Right now, here we are hanging around in the 40-degree mark. As we put everything into motion, we'll watch. Tonight, we'll start to see a decrease down into the lower 30s. Tomorrow, we start to see the increase back up into the mid-40s with some 50s out to our west. Tomorrow night, back into the 40s. Down into the lower 30s, and we can start to see some of these 40s back out to our west. These are for lows for Sunday morning. 40s just out to our west, unheard of for this time of the year out to our west, and that'll be moving into the east pretty soon in the next couple of days. Now, storm tracks all year have been to our south, and look at some of these storm total precipitations. Here you go. New Orleans, 170% of normal. 405% of normal in Tampa, and we move all the way back towards California. You can see some of these percentages of normal. Now, not much looks to change in the next 2 days. The one system we showed in the southern Rockies will be moving through. Here it is on Friday. Saturday stays to the south, out of our area. Things look pretty good for the next couple of days, that way anyway. But things are due to change. Stormy weather to shift to the north as a jet stream changes in the latter parts of next week. So drier air will start to pop into the west coast regions, and we'll start to bring in a little bit of moisture into our area, and we'll start to see some more stormy weather at the end of next week. Tonight, though, we're looking at 33 degrees, rain ending, if it's not already ended, and cloudy conditions out there with some light winds. Tomorrow we'll be looking at a high right around 44 degrees, maybe some peaks of sun late in the day, a cloudy and warmer day though, nice out there. And as we move into tomorrow night, decreasing clouds, and it'll be cooler out there. And the low temp will be right around 32 degrees. The extended forecast shows a nice warm up over the next few days and into the beginning of next week. Plenty of sun, probably a lot of hit and miss in and out clouds throughout the period. We're talking about Saturday, again, late sun on Saturday. Sunday looks great. Monday, a lot of high clouds in and out of the area.
What about all that rain in Florida when people start going to spring break next month? Is it still going to be that wet?
I think very well could be with the El Nino like it is right now. So things could be very well all the way across the country for the next few months. They're not looking for it to break at this time.
Boy, that's going to be a tough spring, huh?
Bad for them, good for us.
It'd be great for us so far.
Stay home, I guess, huh? How about sports? A lot of basketball tonight.
Yeah, Friday Night Frenzy girls basketball style tonight as sectional action continues. I'll have previews just ahead.
Theater at Purdue presents Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream, February 20th through 28th in Loeb Playhouse. For tickets, call 494-3933. Presented with support from the Indiana Arts Commission, the National Endowment for the Arts, the Tippecanoe Arts Federation, and Ace Rent-A-Car.
The most exciting, long-lasting, most popular car in its class is now very affordable.
Right now, with 2.9% APR GMAC financing or $1,500 cash back, you can drive home the excitement of any new 98 Pontiac Grand Am.
Hurry, Grand Am is built to last, but this offer isn't.
Get great values on 98 Grand Ams at your Central Indiana Pontiac Pack dealers.
What do you think of when you hear the term homeless?
Did you know that many studies indicate there are more than 1 million homeless in our nation today?
More than 1,000 are homeless in the communities of West Lafayette and Lafayette.
You'll rarely see them sleeping on a park bench, though, thanks to the many agencies dedicated to helping the homeless in our communities.
You know, all people need assistance sometimes during their lives, and one of the agencies dedicated to helping the homeless in our communities is Trinity Mission, located at 2525 Kossuth Street.
Trinity Mission is a place for people who need a fresh start. It's a place where the homeless can be restored to wholeness. That is why your financial support is so important.
Trinity's goal is to restore the homeless to wholeness and enable them to become successful members of our communities again.
That is why we're both dedicated to supporting agencies like Trinity Mission.
Supporting Trinity Mission is truly being a part of restoring the homeless to wholeness.
Hi, everyone. Well, girls' sectional basketball play continues tonight over at Logansport. McCutcheon is looking forward to a rematch with the Logansport Berries.
We had Brianne and Crystal and Sarah and Amber were out all week from practice that week with injuries or illnesses, and so we went into that game on a Saturday, and Brianne and Crystal played. The other two didn't play, so we felt like we were missing some of our players and didn't play particularly well. We had the game under control at the end of the third quarter and just let it slip away in the fourth quarter, and so I know our kids will be anxious to play them again.
Another rematch in the second game. It's fifth-ranked Kokomo and the Harrison Raiders.
It was a real good game early in the season. It was the second game of the year as far as a real long time ago, it seems like, way back in November. And I think our kids compete extremely well, and I think they respect Kokomo, but I don't think they feel intimidated by them, and they're going to go out and just give it everything they got.
And a rematch in the Rensselaers sectional between West Lafayette and Benton Central.
Benton Central has improved greatly. We played them in early December. Was a hard game for us. We were fortunate to beat them up there, but they've made great strides. They beat Harrison, had some tough games. Their schedule's quite a bit difficult for them. So we expect them to put a lot of pressure on the ball and be very physical.
And in boys basketball action, Jeff's on the road to play a very big Lawrence North team.
Well, they start up front. They're 6'7", 6'8". Danzler's a 6'7" player, is the only senior. And then in the middle, they're 7 foot, 270 pounds. And then they bring 2 6'8" and 6'7" off the bench. So, you know, it's just a really huge high school basketball team.
And here are the matchups for the girls tonight in the 4A sectional at Logansport. Just underway, the Berries and Mavericks, Harrison and Kokomo coming up later on tonight around 8 o'clock. In the Class 3A sectional at Rensselaer, the first game at 7 Lafayette time. 6 up there, it's Rensselaer and Twin Lakes. And then around 9 our time, it'll be West Lafayette and Benton Central. In the Class A sectional at North White, they're underway, North White and Caston. The second contest, Frontier. And Tri-County, of course, highlights on the Frenzy. Pressure, well, it's not only a Billy Joel hit. It's also what Carolyn Peck's Boilermakers must deal with this weekend. To stay in the upper half of the Big Ten and remain in the hunt for a berth in the NCAA tournament, Purdue needs some victories. The first opportunity comes tonight against Northwestern.
They're putting a lot of points on the board. They're playing as a team. They're doing a real good job of being really deceptive, of not having a true post game. They've got a lot of players that can do a lot of different things, not just staying on the block.
We can't overlook anybody. Northwestern, the Big Ten, on any night, anybody can beat anybody else. So we're just going to go out there and play like we'd play any other team. Go out there and play hard for 40 minutes.
The Boilers won this season's first meeting with the Wildcats, 81-64. Game time at Mackey Arena is 7:30 Sunday. Purdue hosts front-running Illinois. And several area wrestlers are competing at the state individual high school wrestling finals tonight in Indianapolis. Joel Darnell from Harrison, Jeff Ramey, and Kevin Stafford of Jeff are all representing the area.
Okay, we'll have more news right after this.
Okay, who do we have next?
Purdue.
Big Ten champs last season.
Yep.
Well, let's see what they've got. Wow. Strong move.
How do you stop that?
With a lineup like that, they gotta love it.
Yeah, and we're gonna hate it.
Turn it off. I've seen enough.
Ooh.
The Maaco Supreme Paint Sale is on now. Our Supreme Paint service is now twice as good at half the price. Now only $225. The Maaco Supreme Paint service wraps your car in a Durability Plus high-grade enamel finish. It's so durable, it's backed in writing by over 500 Maaco centers coast to coast. Come to your local Maaco and get a $450 Supreme package for only $225. The Maaco Paint Sale. So if you want your car painted for half price, say, uh-oh, better get Maaco. Call 1-800-523-1180 for the Maaco Center nearest you.
Experience. Lafayette Live TV 18 News brings it to you.
Also, experience is important because you have been here for a while. People have come to learn to trust you, to trust what you're saying, to believe in what you're saying, and they will turn to you because you have become a friend to them who is giving them good information that can help them through their day.
Stay with experience you can trust on Lafayette Live TV 18 News. We bring it home to you.
Congressman Steve Booyer told members and guests at the White County Rotary today that an Arab coalition is necessary before President Clinton follows through with his threat of an attack.
He says diplomacy can still work, and we should be careful about playing at Saddam's threat of a holy war.
If the United States were to strike today, you have the United States, Canada, Great Britain, Germany, and Australia. Doesn't it begin to look as though it's the Christians versus the Muslims? See, that's not a good thing. You want, and what I'm hopeful in the end, that our brother Arab countries to the coalition will be with us, even if it's providing air support.
Booyer also asked constituents not to rush to judgment about Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. However, if the allegations are true, Booyer says it will be a crippled presidency.
But we'll have a news update for you during tonight's Olympic coverage at about 10 o'clock, and then because of the Olympics, Lafayette Live tonight will air at about 11:30.
Have a good weekend.
So long, everybody.